7 featured the triumphant return of DeAndre Hopkins, and the Arizona Cardinals offense was the better for it. As the former star wide receiver, I guess we'll talk about former star wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins put up 14 targets, 10 receptions, over 100 yards. He was Kyler Murray's clear favorite target on the day. But I think fantasy owners are asking themselves, is wide receiver 1, DeAndre Hopkins, back, or is this a sell high opportunity?
Wide receiver 1, DeAndre Hopkins, is absolutely back. He got 10 catches, 103 yards, and he looked like a star doing it. The Arizona Cardinals put up 42 points, although, of course, 14 points was from the defense. But he looks
Andy
good.
Dalton.
Yeah, right. He looks good. He's going to be a strong play the rest of the way. I would put him as a wide receiver 1, top 8 or 9 receivers in the NFL.
Do you think that more than just ability, because I think we're going to get a big question answer in terms of what his ability is still physically now that he is an aging wide receiver, but do you think more than that, his value is in the target share?
Oh, I think that's a huge part of it. Marquise Brown being out helps that too.
And they got Robbie Anderson, man. Watch out.
The ghost of Robbie Anderson.
I don't think he even had a target in that game last week.
I can check. It does not look. He had one target.
One target.
He had last week.
Target for Robbie Anderson. That is absolutely worth a conditional 6th-round pick.
Now, I mean, you got to weigh in the fact that that's his first game with the team after being traded. He hasn't been around at all.
How about first game with the team after coming back off a suspension? Because that's what D-Hop did.
That's true.
No, there's reason to be excited for DeAndre Hopkins being back. And I would say if you waited the 6 games and you have DeAndre Hopkins back in your lineup, you're the better for it. Because if you are one of those fantasy teams that is sitting with that 4-3 mark right now, 5-2, and you just added D-Hop to your starting lineup, then you are ready to just run away with your league respectively.
Yeah.
Because this is a monumental shifter in leagues. You talk about what are league winners. I would say DeAndre Hopkins coming off a suspension could be a league winner because at baseline minimum, it's at least a spot in your lineup that you could count on consistent production. Maybe, because let's talk about 2021 with DeAndre Hopkins a little. Now, there was some injuries that were factored in, sure, but his game logs towards the tail end of the season weren't exactly awe-inspiring. And why we're even asking that can he be a wide receiver 1 question? Well, here's his last 3 games. 7.9, 10.2, 7.6. He had other performances throughout the season of 3.6, 8.7. If we're talking wide receiver 1 production, single-digit efforts in a half-point PPR league isn't exactly wide receiver 1. Doesn't scream that to me.
My only thoughts on that is maybe that's why he was doing the performance-enhancing drugs.
Get a little deer antler in there. That cures everything.
No, but seriously, he looked great in his first game back. I don't think you overthink it here. I think he's a guy worth getting. And
I do want to play devil's advocate. I just kind of want to play devil's advocate since it was his first game back. Do you think there's a little bit of wanting to feed him while he got back just to show the world DeAndre Hopkins is back?
It's absolutely possible, but I mean, I don't think they're going to stop feeding him, honestly. He's the guy there. They traded for him because they wanted him, and Kyler Murray's done a good job over the years of getting the ball to him.
I'll give you a stat.
Okay.
The Arizona Cardinals offense averages with DeAndre Hopkins, since they acquired him, 28 points a game. Want to know how many points they average when he's not in the starting lineup? 17.
Oh, wow.
So he does shift the offense in a positive direction when he's in there. They're not worse for having DeAndre Hopkins in their starting lineup. There's no way that they moved in the wrong direction. Baseline minimum, he's gained more than the 0 points he was gaining through the first 6 weeks. So he's already showing that he's trending upwards, guys. Now, I think that DeAndre is great, but I still think that there is a market if you did want to move him. Because I feel as though there's still perhaps some elite guys that you can maybe capture off of just this week 1 performance, because his value is never going to be higher. I'll tell you that. I don't think his value is ever going to be higher than coming off a 10 reception, 100-yard week. You put up 20 in your opening debut, then that's instantly going to make other owners take notice, because there's still a lot of people that still think of Houston Texans DeAndre Hopkins when he was really top 4, top 3 wide receiver in the league, DeAndre Hopkins. And I don't think he's necessarily that anymore. I think, like you said, like we're saying here, he's still a wide receiver 1, but probably low end. I think he's more low end wide receiver 1 than he'll ever be high end wide receiver 1 when he was in Houston and he was commanding the highest target share in the league. Because in Houston, they were really feeding the ball. It wasn't even
they were
close.
feeding him like crazy.
Some of those years, he had a high 30% target share.
I think you might be onto something with that, in that if you did have an inkling to try to trade him right now, this would be the time. His value is not going to get higher than it is right now. Even if he does have another couple good games, his value is still going to be right where it is. I think people are expecting the good games to come. If you think he might not have those good games for whatever reason, this might be the time to try to trade him.
Maybe package him for something like an elite tight end. If you need another running back, if you have depth, if you were already winning your fantasy league prior to DeAndre Hopkins' emergence and you got him back, then maybe this is your opportunity to consolidate your roster and get even more in that elite tier of guys. I'm talking those Cooper Rushes. I'm talking those Justin Jeffersons. If you could package DeAndre Hopkins with maybe one other RB1, wide receiver 1, low end, and maybe you could finagle someone. It's just all about your negotiating skills. This is where we make the money, part of the deal. Let's make it happen, people. Let's move things around and win some leagues, right? Let's win some leagues.
Just as a note, don't go after Cooper Rush. Go after Cooper Kupp, please.
Yes, don't rush to go after Cooper Rush. Get Cooper Kupp. Sorry, I mixed up my Coops. Let us know in the comment section below what you plan on doing with DeAndre Hopkins. If you have some lingering D-Hop questions, we'd like to hear your thoughts. But if you have any lingering questions regarding to fantasy football, trades, start sits, waivers, all that good stuff, we'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Participate, and we'll be sure to give you some advice, or at least the best advice we can give you. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media. Andrew Hohman, Ju-Ju here. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. We will see you next time.